I am definitely taking some of this home for sure. Just for me. I'm not sharing it. It's mine. Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Have Some Beer. I'm John.
I'm Jeff, and today we are in Everett, Massachusetts. How did we get on the other side of the country? Who knows? But we're here at Night Shift Brewing. We've been following this brewery for over a year now. They are literally coming up on their 6th-year anniversary in just a week or so, and we are super excited.
Alright Jeff, enough talking, it's cold outside. Let's get inside and get our drink on.
Alright, let's have some beer.
Let's have some beer.
Alright guys, so here is your history lesson on Night Shift Brewing. This brewery was started by 3 guys, Michael Oxton, Mike O'Mara, and Rob Burns. They were all home brewers and they were all good friends and they enjoyed brewing together right here in Massachusetts. They refined their craft, they started submitting a lot of their home brews into beer festivals, having friends try them. Sure enough, the demand just got bigger and bigger. And in 2012, they opened Night Shift Brewing. Now, it's not this Night Shift. It was an older, smaller brewery. They've just expanded since then. This business has blown up. They've made tons of beers, and that's one of the reasons why we're here today. We saw their stuff on social media. We saw people praising their beers, saying how amazing they were, and now we're 3,000 miles across the country, here to try the beers in person. I'm super excited. It is coming up on their anniversary. Their anniversary is March 31st. They're celebrating their 6th year anniversary on the 18th of March. And we get to be here to try a lot of their awesome beers. So let's get started.
All right, so I just gotta say, you know, Jeff and I have been to a few breweries since coming out here, and one of the things that I was actually really scared of coming to Night Shift was that it was just gonna pound me with a bunch of IPAs, okay? Thankfully, walking in and looking at the beer list, it doesn't pound me with IPAs. And so right off the bat, I actually went for the Grofmunder, which is a Dortmunder style lager. It's a 4.8 ABV. Beautiful, nice, rich looking color here, especially as the light is hitting it. Oh, it just looks beautiful. Nice carbonation. You get that nice bready note going into it. Oh, that is just beautiful. Light, crisp, clean. Slight doughy breadiness to it. Drinkability factor is huge on this right now. So I'm not really sure if they get really hot days, but honestly, I can imagine sitting next to a pool back home, just really enjoying this beer. Hot, sunny day. Yes, sweet. Oh, clean, crisp, beautiful.
All right, guys, so the first beer up is called Whirlpool. It is a 4.5% pale ale. This is one of the ones that I saw on social media. I was super excited to try it. It has got just a beautiful, light, bright, unfiltered look to it. It almost looks like lemonade. Yeah, let's dig in. Cheers. Oh, wow. This is a super, super drinkable beer. I'm talking, I could crush 10 cans of this thing. 4.5% gets me excited because the flavor is unreal. The malts are really light. There's definitely a lot of carbonation in here, but it really just wakes your palate up. There's a slight citrus zest, like a lemon peel and orange peel, but then in the background, you start getting a ton of peach, and it's almost like candied peach. It's like the peaches that you'd buy out of the can. You know how they're just somehow so much more flavorful than maybe just like taking a regular peach? That's what it reminds me of. Doesn't taste artificial, tastes natural. You really get the nice light hop bitterness out of this as well. But again, 4.5%, I could drink this all day.
Okay, so next up is Marilyn. So it is actually a blonde barley wine style ale, and it's aged in rye barrels. Not sure if they named it after maybe Marilyn Monroe because it's a blonde, right, and it's aged, but it's got a nice rich color going to it. You can definitely smell a little bit of that barley wine coming off of it. It is 11.9%, so it is a higher percentage, which is what is expected from a barrel-aged barley wine, right? Let's dive into this thing. Cheers. It is sweet, beautifully sweet. It's almost like honey on cornbread in a way, or honey on like some sort of, sweet bread in some way. It's actually really good. This is probably one of the best like barley wines I've had. I haven't had too many of them, but it's definitely a barley wine that is thoroughly enjoyable. Yeah, I just had to get another taste of this. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's honestly beautifully done. 11.9%. So it tastes like 11.9, maybe even actually less than that, but it's not overly boozy, which I really enjoy. They balanced out the sweetness with it really well. So yeah, it would probably get you pretty hammered after a few of these just because of the ABV, but it's one of those things where you wouldn't even realize that you're drinking an 11.9 until you were actually trying to get home that night. So,
all right guys, well, guess what? Jeff is trying a sour beer here at Night Shift. This one is called Everett. This is a mixed fermentation sour ale brewed with strawberries, kiwis, and hibiscus. It's 4.5%, and it has got the most beautiful color to it. This makes me want to brew a beer just to get this kind of color. It's light, it's pink, it's inviting. It is a sour ale, it is mixed fermentation. I'm curious to see if this is more like sweet and tart or funky and sour. So, only way to know is to dig in. Cheers. Wow. Did not expect that. Okay guys, so the good news is this is not a pucker bomb, which it very easily could have been. It's also not just a funky sour. You're definitely getting a little bit of like funkiness from that yeast during fermentation, but the kiwi, strawberry, hibiscus really kind of like mellows it out. It adds that sweetness in there as well. It's just kind of like a combination of funky and tart combining and just kind of like canceling out both of those very predominant flavors that I'm not a fan of. This would be a great one to give to somebody who is maybe a fan of like $2 Chuck wine, like those Sutter Home bottles or something. This doesn't taste like Sutter Home, this tastes much finer quality, but this is a great gateway beer for somebody like that. You know, it's probably not going to be the one that I would reach for on the regular, but I can appreciate it, and I know certain somebody by the name of Jacob that would really appreciate this. So cheers to you, buddy.
Okay, so another beer that caught my eye on their beer list was Dynasty, an Imperial Stout. It just sounded so good on a day like today here in Boston where it's cold outside in the snow. Oh, I had to grab it. In fact, I think it was actually one of the first ones that I hit the list of, okay? And so we're looking at a 10.8 ABV, so it is a higher ABV, but it's an Imperial Stout, so, you know, what would you expect? So let's go ahead and just dig into this thing because it's smelling delicious. Cheers. Wow. Okay. This might just end up being my favorite here. I actually just got the chills from this beer. All right, so here's the deal. Right off the bat, you get hit with a nice taste of fig. And then that taste turns into fig and molasses. And then on the back end, even when it's done, I still am tasting this delicious chocolate. It is phenomenal right now. In fact, what it reminds me is the other day I was making some like protein oatmeal bars and I put some unsweetened chocolate on top to you know, just give it a nice little taste. And I actually had ground up figs and put it in there as well. Oh, all of that and more is in this beer right now. It is amazing. I am so enjoying this. I don't know how much more praise I can actually give to this Imperial Stout, but I might be taking some cans home of this thing. So,
well, we're on to the next beer. This one is called Slang. This is an American rye IPA at 5.8%, and it's got that hazy quality to it. And you know, it's kind of funny, since we've been here on the East Coast, I've been asking people for New England IPAs, hazy IPAs. A lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about, and this is what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and dig in and give it a shot. Cheers. Oh. Oh. You know, the first response I have for you is this is telling me that I need to start brewing with rye in my beer. It just brings out so much more oomph. This is fantastic, guys. It has got just a huge malty presence to it. It's got notes of stone fruit, guava, a little bit of pineapple in there. And then right on the back end, you're getting like sweet apricot, like a little bit of peach as well. Huge bitter presence too. I'm actually kind of surprised. There's so much going on in here. You're getting just huge malts, huge hop bitterness, huge hop flavors, combines beautifully together. 5.8%. Again, this is another one that just, man, the drinkability factor on this. You want to feel like you're getting drunk, but you actually don't want to get too drunk. This is probably the beer for you. It drinks like it's a 7 or 8%er. No boozy qualities, just all around delicious, robust flavor.
All right, so my last beer on my list is Checkmate. And I gotta be honest, Night Shift, Checkmate on every other brewery I've been to so far. It is yeah, right, king is down. That's all I gotta say, like, the king is down. All right, not Elvis Presley, for those of you that know that reference. So Checkmate, what Checkmate actually is a stout. And it is a stout brewed with graham crackers, cocoa, vanilla, and lactose sugar. And on top of that, Night Shift actually brewed this in collaboration with Trophy Brewing. And it is a 6.4%, which honestly, based on this color, I was a little surprised by the ABV. So I'm excited by the fact that it's a 6.4 and not a freaking 9.5 or 10, because I can drink more of it and enjoy it. So let's go ahead and dig into this. So cheers. Tastes like a chocolate brownie. Just like straight up. Tastes like a chocolate brownie. It is. It is phenomenal. Now I would say, because it was brewed with lactose sugar, I was kind of expecting a stronger lactose mouthfeel. It's there, it's just not as strong, but what Night Shift is doing with chocolate in these beers is amazing, because it is coming out so beautifully on my palate right now. Oh. Yes, chocolate brownie's got some coffee, maybe espresso going on with it. Almost like if you took some, like, you know, coffee beans and just, yeah, like, so what it actually kind of reminds me of is me and my friend, when we used to go to the grocery store when we were younger, we'd go down the coffee aisle with coffee beans and we'd take some coffee beans out and just kind of suck on the coffee bean. That's what I'm getting out of it, on top of this beautiful, like, chocolate brownie flavor. Checkmate. That's like Checkmate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like live here and drink beer all day and enjoy these beers, right? So this was beautifully done. Beautifully done. Might have to get cans of this one as well. So we'll see. But definitely, if you're in Boston, come check out Checkmate. For sure. Okay, check out Night Shift, but get the Checkmate, alright? I'm gonna go ahead and keep enjoying this.
Alright guys, we're down to my very last beer. And of course we gotta finish with a nice dark one. This is called Awake. This is a 6.7% coffee porter aged with counterculture coffee beans. My guess is it's probably some coffee company that's centered out here. But man, we've been drinking a lot of IPAs on this trip, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting in on a porter. So here we go. Cheers. Whoa. Oh. Wow. Oh. Guys, that is breakfast in a glass. Man, the coffee notes are just consistent throughout. They're not overpowering the aroma. You just get a nice coffee note on there. You get nice chocolate notes on there. The body itself is super rich, super robust. You get chocolate, but it's more the malted chocolate, like that roasty toastiness, not overly sweet chocolate. However, the malts actually do kick it up and add some sweetness to it. The counterculture coffee in here is good, it's strong, it's medium bodied, and man, I literally feel like I just took a sip of coffee and I just have it sitting back here, which isn't a bad thing. This is definitely a winner for me. if I was gonna start my day with a beer, this is where I want to start it.
Okay guys, so we actually got lucky here at Night Shift, and they actually poured us a glass of their 2016 Marilyn. And this 2016 Marilyn, if you remember earlier in the episode, I had the Marilyn, which is the blonde barley wine ale that was aged in rye barrels. This one is actually aged in apple brandy, and it is a 10.2% ABV. And I am actually thoroughly excited to try this beer here.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is kind of like a culmination of their anniversary. It's coming up in a few days. We get to try one of their old anniversary beers from 2 years ago. So, yeah, let's dig in.
Let's dig in.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Whoa. Yeah. Boy, those are some interesting flavors. Whoa. Man, you were getting a ton of that apple brandy on there for sure.
Absolutely.
There's a little bit of like a spice, like a cinnamon spice or something almost. And then you just get that big, just sweet punch of the maple syrup in there as well.
So I felt the other one was sweet, but this actually has a beautiful blend of more sweetness going on in it. So, which is most likely the maple syrup that's coming out, that apple brandy mixing with the maple syrup. Apple, maple syrup, it's full of beautiful sweetness.
It just tastes like a dessert, man.
It really does.
This is a dessert barley wine for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a Canadian apple pie.
Canadian apple pie.
Well, you know, the apples and the maple syrup, you know, Canadian.
Yeah. All right. So I could actually absolutely dessert barley wine. I could actually see sitting down eating like an apple dessert of some sorts, right? Like maybe an apple crisp, or you know, an
Apple pie.
cobbler. I don't know if an apple pie would necessarily work for me, but an apple cobbler would just
see
right here.
For me, it's apple pie, vanilla ice cream, this.
Yeah. So for me, it would be apple cobbler, vanilla ice cream, and this.
It doesn't matter.
Nope.
You don't even need dessert with this one. It's dessert in itself.
No, you really don't. It is absolutely beautiful. So, thank you so much, Night Shift, for sharing this with us.
That was great.
Really appreciate that.
All right, guys. John and I have now tried all the beers here at Night Shift, and it's time to tell you which ones our favorites were. So, John, I'm going to go ahead and let you start.
All right. So, I have to say, a lot of the beers I tried were great. They really were. They did a great sour. Amazing, just lagers and different style beers. The barley wine was amazing as well. But what I actually landed on was the Dynasty Imperial Stout. I have to be honest, the complexity of the flavors of this thing are just phenomenal. Nothing I've ever actually had before. And just, actually my mouth is watering.
Go ahead and drink it,
so
man.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink this.
I gotta say, I really love the Dynasty as well. It really gives you that just like manly feeling. Like if you're gonna have a man beer, this is the man beer.
My man beer.
Molasses, leather, dark cocoa, just all these fantastic notes. That is a killer beer for sure.
It is a killer beer. I am definitely taking some of this home for sure. Just for me. I'm not sharing it. It's mine. And only mine. And so with that, Jeff?
I gotta say though, that means that John will finally have fridge beers.
Yeah.
Which means I gotta make room for his fridge beers.
I'm actually gonna buy 12 cans of this.
No, you're not.
Just to put in the fridge, so Jeff doesn't have room for any of these IPAs anymore.
It goes from an IPA fridge to a stout
That's
fridge
right.
or porter fridge.
And it's only one a month, so it's going to take me a whole year to finish them.
Oh my God.
But with that, Jeff, what was your favorite?
Guys, I gotta say, here at Night Shift, there's not one beer that I would say couldn't be my favorite. Literally every beer is my favorite. And to choose my favorite beer, it's kind of like picking your favorite child. It's really unfair, but I had to go with the first one I tried today, which is Whirlpool. And the reason why I went with this one is it really fits my personality. I'm an IPA drinker through and through. I love to drink beer, and I love to drink a lot of it. And at the low ABV, this thing is super drinkable. I could literally crush cans all day long, not feel bad about it. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's what I want. It's what I want. So.
And it's his party. He'll get what he wants.
It's my party, and I'll drink if I want to, all right? Lay off me, I'm thirsty.
And I will say that pale ale was actually a delicious, balanced pale ale.
Yeah.
Something that I could enjoy. It doesn't blast my palate with bitterness and all that stuff. The color is just amazing. Lemonade, like Jeff said. And you can definitely see that Jeff and I's palates are very different, because when you look at mine,
ebony and ivory. But I don't think they're that different. I mean, you definitely don't enjoy the hop bitterness. But I will tell you, this was definitely in the running too. Like I said, I mean, it really came down to, okay, if I was gonna pick a beer right now, if I didn't have a choice, I had to pick one, and that's it. And that's the last beer I'm gonna have from Night Shift. This was it, and that was it for him. But let me tell you something. This may be a trip on the other side of the country, but this is not going to be the last Night Shift beer that we have, because I'm gonna find a way to get more of these, and I'm gonna keep drinking them because they are doing absolute magic here. Man, and I gotta tell you guys, to me, it's so awesome to hear a story about 3 close friends who decided that their passion for craft beer was more than just home brewing, started a company together, built it from the ground up, and now they are one of the most successful young breweries on the East Coast. I wish we could make it to their 6-year anniversary, and you know what? Maybe we'll have to make it to their 7th or their 8th or their 10th.
I agree with Jeff 100%. So I was actually checking the time of their 6th anniversary to see if we could make it out here and then make it to our flight in time. And to be honest, we actually could, but we probably won't.
Probably won't, because then we'll show up on the plane and we'll be super hammered.
We just push our flight back. Oh, amazing beers.
Yeah,
amazing beers.
Thanks Night Shift. Man, yes. You guys are killer.
So that's it at Night Shift Brewing. We had some amazing beers. Oh, they were terrific. Honestly, one of my greatest pleasures was coming here. So definitely worth a trip out to Boston to check out Night Shift Brewing.
Yeah, guys, we had some incredible beers. Thank you so much, Robbie, for the hospitality. I gotta tell you guys, we are coming home with a bunch of beer, a bunch of swag from this place. This has got to be one of the greatest breweries we've ever been to, and it's so cool that we traveled across the country to get it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure that you give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. If you've been to this brewery before or you've tried their beers, let us know which one your favorite was. And if there's another brewery out here that maybe we missed or you know, maybe we have to visit next time, let us know as well. And until next time, I'm Jeff.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you again on Let's Have Some Beer. Cheers.